Hey Oak Creek fans. Today we noticed one of our 1-year-old bucks in our breeding operation sustained an injury to one of the sides of his antlers. Check out how Nick and Jacob fix him up and make sure that he doesn't get any infection.
Alright guys, we're back on the ranch again. We're kind of going to be a little bit quiet. Today we're doing something that falls under the category of our herd health again. We haven't done one of these videos in quite a bit, so what we've done is we have a yearling buck that has gone in and hurt his horn and antler. He's broke it pretty much, and it's hanging on. So you'll see Nick's going to go after him with a dart gun here in a little bit and try to get some sedative on board and get him down, and then we'll go through the process with you on how we take care of that and the things we do. What do you think?
I think hopefully we can get it done. Get it done pretty quick, and we'll see how it works, and we'll kind of show you guys the process. This is a good one to show you on to see how much blood flow will actually it swells up the antler, and you'll see, and it can get infected very quickly within 2-3 days time. Cause the animal actually to get a blood infection if you don't get it taken care of. So we'll show you. We've got another one in here that's scratched his antlers. That's something that we don't worry about as long as there's not flies on it. So with the feed changes and everything we've made, we don't see a whole lot of flies anymore. So we're not really worried about him. We're going to keep an eye on him, but I was just looking at it. He's actually already about scabbed up. So stay tuned, and we'll show you what happens next, and then we get him down. I call them an IV bag. There's normal sole, or I don't know how you'd say it, but basically most people would consider it an IV bag with a drip set. And I'm flushing it right now because, there we go. Now Jacob's putting a tip on it, a needle on it.
Tip.
Now I'm going to try to insert this into his vein when we get up there. The reason being is this is a 60 drops per milliliter drip set, and this is going to provide just enough fluids into his blood system to where we can actually help keep him cool. It's not a very hot day today. It's not even supposed to get up to, I think, like 63, 65. But whenever they're down and their respiration's a little slower, you want to make sure and keep them as cool as they need to be and not let them get too hot. He's up the hill here a little ways. Jesse will turn around and he'll show you. He's starting to go out. He's doing what we call the head roll, and it'll be just a couple minutes and he should be on out. So it looks like he actually just laid his head down. So unfortunately you don't get to see the head roll. So.
I got the dart out. What he's doing is he's actually shaving a spot in the neck here. There's a big vein that runs right through the neck, right in there. He's going to put that right in that vein.
Attempt to.
Yeah.
Probably won't be able to do it since I'm doing
it's on video. Learned how to do it last week.
What's that?
He just put chlorhexidine on it. You can use that or alcohol. It does two things. One, it sanitizes it. Two, it actually lays the hair down so you can see a little bit better. least I think it does. First try. And before we get going too deep, I'm definitely going to put some gloves on. That velvet it's a nasty thing. It's really nasty actually. There you go. So you can see here, if you want to come in a little closer again, this is actually the horn they broke off, or the antler I guess. He broke it outside of his head, so that's, if he's going to break it, that's a good place for it to break. Inside the head causes more problems in the future with the growing and things like that. So you can see, compared to his other side, I'll try to show you, that is actually blowed up pretty big. Basically what that is that blood flow has pumped in there and then it got cut off, so it's swelled up a little bit. But all we're really going to do is cut that out of there, clean it all up.
Just keep watching and we'll show you as we go.
Yep.
And this is actually cold right now, and we don't really need to put anything on it because the bleeding has stopped for the most part all the way around it. What we'll do is we'll put some chlorhexidine on it just to kind of sanitize what we've done there. Jacob's going to keep that IV in there, and it must be out. Needs some fly spray. That'll take care of that.
What was that?
Fly spray.
Fly spray.
That'll keep not only the flies, but it'll keep all the bugs off of it. It'll turn him blue for a little while.
We got one coming to investigate. You gonna draw all 5 of them, Mike? That's it. And we want to give it underneath the skin. This is an antibiotic because we can't guarantee that that's not going to get infected. So that antibiotic right there will last him 8 days. That's a good amount. The more time we can get out of them, the better off we are. Me personally, I like an LA300 a lot of times for the antler. Whenever I cut one off, that's what I give, mainly for the fact that it seems to work really well on the external injuries. With it being an antler, it's kind of more of an external injury.
You want to get him heavy?
I'll give him 3. Yep. I'm guessing this deer to weigh somewhere around 100 to 120 pounds is what I'm going to guess him at. And that's what we're going to dose him at, is for that range. And you can see, if you're wondering why the hair looks like it does, is this is his winter hair coming out, and this red stuff is his summer hair coming in. A lot of people didn't realize don't realize that there's such a difference in them. But that's actually what it is there's a real red color that they grow in the fall, or we call it red, orange, whatever you want to call it. And then it's the more tan color in the winter, for the winter time. And the tan is a lot longer. This seems to be real short. That's about the longest it'll get. It doesn't get a whole lot longer than that. But they're in the process of shedding their coats right now. This guy will probably shed on out in the next week or two. and he should look clean as a whistle within 2 weeks. And if they don't shed out, a lot of times it's a worm problem from what I've found doing stool samples and stuff like that over the years. Anytime I had one that just didn't shed their coat very well, and it'd be like the end of June, what we found is if you do a fecal sample on them, you'll find out that they've got worms, so maybe some coccidiosis, something like that. They've got some internal parasite issues. So he's been dewormed along with the LA300. We're going to give him a dose of vitamin B and Bosi. It helps with the stress and helps them get back at eating properly. A lot of people won't do what I done and dart them overfeed. They're afraid that will make that deer never eat right again. I feel like certain occasions it's not a bad thing to do, especially because if you can keep the stress off the animal, the better off you are. So it was the least amount of stress as I could put on him as he was up there at the feed bunk. He came up there, was able to position the shot to where I wasn't hopefully going to hit any other animal. I feel very comfortable in the shots that I make. I try not to ever dart over another deer's back or have another deer behind them, and that's why I aim kind of towards that back hip. I prefer here at the base of the neck is where I like to hit them. They seem to go out a little better for me whenever I hit them there. So, but stay tuned. We're gonna keep giving the medicines here, and we'll show you when he wakes up.
That's good.
We're getting ready to wake him up here. As you can tell, Jacob just sprayed it again one more time. We try to get as much of that on there as possible just to help make sure that we keep them flies away. Flies won't come near that stuff. And it kills them basically almost on contact. It's a matter of seconds, and they'll be dead. So that's something we use a lot of anytime we have some issues like this. We'll show you real quick. There's two spots on these animals. There's another spot that are easy to hit veins. This is a major artery that we hit up here. There's a good spot in the leg here, and you probably maybe can't tell it very well in the video, but there's a vein that runs right here. That's real good and easy to hit a lot of times. And there's another one that's right here. And a lot of people don't realize if you ever have talked to a vet and they tell you to hit a vein for an IV or something like that, they think that's the only one. That's the biggest one. For years I couldn't hit it. Still have trouble hitting it now today. But these two veins are the ones that I've done for a long time. As far as this one, I've learned about in the last 2 years. This is the one I've used for probably, well, it's been almost a little over 9 years for me that I've been sticking needles into that vein for reversing these animals. It's something that our vet suggested to us, especially in the hot summer heat. We found it to be better off for the animal completely, no matter what time of the year, because if it's cold, you don't want them down long. If it's hot, you don't want them down long. I don't care if it's 60 degrees and their temperature's doing just fine. I don't want them down any longer than they got to be, and I want them fully reversed. This is the way we found that works the best for us. So we'll try to put the reversal in here. And what I'm doing is I'm pinching off the vein with one hand, and you can get a tourniquet for this. And then you can just release the tourniquet. As you see, I've got blood within the syringe. I always pull back a little bit. The key to this is why a lot of vets don't want you to do this, is you've got to administer it very, very slow. I've got 1 cc here, As you can tell, it's taken me quite some time to administer this because I don't want this animal to die. That is one of the side effects that you can have from putting this in the vein. If you put it in there too fastly, it can kill them. So that's the reason why we made sure we sterilized it. I've made a mistake one time. I ran out of needles. I stuck a dirty needle into the leg there, and it was a mistake. It caused a lot of scar tissue, a lot of antibiotics to happen. It was a breeder buck of ours. And you know, did we save the animal? Yes. Was it something I regretted later on? Yes, for the fact that it was just poor management and the fact that we stuck a dirty needle in there. So always use a clean needle, always sterilize, and if you can shave, please shave and help the area. This deer's going to start waking up real quick. He's already coming up, as you can tell. His eyes are starting to blink. And so we're going to try to get out of this area. His tongue's starting to chew on his tongue a little bit. Going to pull it in. So it doesn't take any time at all. And that's what I love about it. That's kind of normal. But as you can tell, that animal is walking. If you know anything about sedatives, that's incredible that that animal is doing that well within a matter of a few steps. You give him 10 minutes, he's already up on his feet. You give him 10 minutes, and this animal is going to be, I would not say perfect shape, but he's going to be 95% of his abilities are going to be completely back. Right now, I would say he's at 70 to 80. And you give him another 10 minutes, like I said, and he's back at 95%. I think it takes him a full 12 to 24 hours before they regain all their functions. But he's definitely going to be a lot better off doing it this way than what he is whenever you give them in the muscle. A lot of times it takes them 20-30 minutes before they come around, and after they come around, they still are not quite as alert as that one is.
Hey guys, if you guys want to see what else is going on around the ranch, check out these videos up here. And if you want to check out some of our other favorite videos, check out these up here. And don't forget to press this button right down here, which is our subscribe button.